Yeah. So I just told them basically Druinda used some fancy magic to teleport you back to town, and you had a minute to like grab things from people that wanted to give you money or whatever in their shopping lists, which I think was basically just Larissa.
And Wahl wants me to bring back a criminal, which I think would just be so much fun that we have to manage a damn criminal on this escapade. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Okay. That, because I was thinking this isn't going to work because you're not going back to the village. But yeah, you could just
no. But if you imagine,
we
would have to manage a criminal the whole rest of our adventure.
Oh my god.
So someone's job is just, all right, keep an eye on Scotty.
Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Now I got to come up with a name for this guy.
It's obviously Scotty.
Scotty. Okay, he can be Scotty.
No, it could be something way more fun. But yeah, I think I will try to recruit a criminal.
All right, I already have an idea
to sacrifice, and he's got to be a bad enough criminal to warrant death.
Oh, this guy
so
is.
They have to.
I promise.
Yeah. Cool. Not so bad that like a wizard with 11 armor class couldn't manage him for a little bit.
Okay.
Like at least for whatever teleport gets us back to the rest of the party, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I have it. See, I usually with NPCs, I usually base their personality on like a character from like a movie or something. Mm-hmm. And so I know who this guy is. I don't know the actor's name, so I'll try to find a picture of him. You'll probably be like, "Oh, that guy. I know who that guy is."
Mm-hmm. What was he in?
He was in Orphan Black. Did you watch Orphan Black?
I watched a little bit of Orphan Black, but not all of it.
Oh, I think it's this guy. I think it's James Frayne. Is this him? Oh yeah, this is totally him. Here, I'll just send you. I'm on Google Images. I'll just give you the link. You can see a million pictures of him. You've probably seen him in something.
Yeah, I like him.
He was. Oh, I keep forgetting. He was Sarek in Star Trek Discovery. Have you been watching?
Oh that? Yeah. I love Star Trek Discovery. We haven't finished it. We've been doling it out slowly, but yeah, he's great.
He was in Game of Thrones. I didn't realize that.
Who was he in Game of Thrones?
I don't know. I just see the picture. See, I have to look on IMDb. So you didn't watch Orphan Black?
I did not. I don't remember him. I watched like the first 2 seasons or something, and I petered out on it when the male orphan came about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you saw the best parts of it then. The first season was definitely the best.
Yeah, I felt like it had jumped the shark when it added a new cloney guy. I was like, nope, I'm done.
And he just wasn't the actor that
that she was. Yeah, she was amazing.
Oh my god, he was in Gotham. He was in True Detective.
Oh yeah,
Agent Carter. Wow, he's been in a ton of stuff.
I didn't even know he was British.
Yeah, he can do the accent. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so he was in True Blood. Who was he in True Blood?
He was one of the wasn't he one of the vampire board people?
Oh, yeah. I don't see Game of Thrones. I just saw a picture of him in what looked like a Game of Thrones costume. Maybe it was something else. Yeah, so that's who I'm picturing this guy is.
Cool. So he's like a smart, sneaky criminal, not like a big burly criminal.
Right, kind of scrawny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you could probably handle him with some magic.
Yep. Sweet.
Do you got hold person or anything like that?
Nope.
All right.
I don't even have sleep. I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. It's exciting though.
Yeah. So magic happens and you appear in Druinda's chambers with the giant hookah and the beaded curtains and incense everywhere. And she greets you and says, welcome back to civilization.
I'm prestidigitating the dust off of my cloak. Oh, thank you. Very, very good to be back.
Yeah, and this happened the night after or the night that you guys killed or didn't kill the night that you found the dragon's lair and the treasure. So this is probably the next morning, I would think. So yeah. She says, I wanted to speak with one of you because the magic we're using to communicate is pretty limited, and I wanted a more detailed update because some of my superiors in the guild are asking me a lot of hard questions about what you all are doing and what you're learning.
Okay, so, I will do the best I can. I
know
that Bryn has been limited in her ability to send very much detail with 25 words or less, but I can do the best I can. So, do you? I can't imagine there's anything I would leave out of the story. Do you want me to actually provide details, or can we just hand wave
that's
catching
fine.
up?
That's fine. So basically, you tell her about the fact. Well, maybe you can just give me the bullet points of what you tell her, just so I know what you tell her.
So we made it to the village. It exists, obviously, that they are in some sort of situation where they are beholden to someone for protection, and as a result of that relationship, they have to make a human sacrifice every so often, and that they've basically run out of the really bad people and are justifying any reason to kill anyone. And so one of the things I would like to accomplish while I'm here, if it's possible, is to procure someone who was destined for death anyway to take the place of one of those innocent villagers. They are also interested in establishing a trade route. They have quite a few resources. They're very rich in cloth. They have a very eager merchant who wants to establish trade, and I assume part of what our team is trying to accomplish is the end of that relationship with the person who is protecting them, and they will require some sort of protection in the absence of that as well.
She says, okay. So actually what I've received from Bryn was, or what I've what I've gathered from what I received from Bryn seems fairly accurate, unfortunately, because it sounds like whoever or whatever this person is that's protecting them, it doesn't sound like this is something that's going to help us out here at all.
No, not unless you want to get in bed with a very bad person. And I don't think that their influence would extend to a city of this size, so not much help there. But they do, like I said, there are people there that need protection, and as far as I'm concerned, that's of critical importance. And we also must establish trade there. Otherwise, their civilization will not make it very far, I assume. You can't eat clothes.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, the only way we're able to protect this city is with the hand of Elandria. So unless Elandria herself comes to protect this village, I don't know what we can do for them as far as protecting them.
Do you think that it's in their best interest to remain in this symbiotic relationship with someone who's essentially got dark needs to take people? We could provide them with criminals from our city on an ongoing basis and help them keep that protection potentially. But I imagine at some point there will be a pivoting moment where she'll try to extort more than we can offer. So it's temporary.
Yeah, that seems a reasonable assumption. We definitely want to know more about who or what this person is and what they're you say they're sacrificing people.
We don't have the full picture. So the rest of my party is on their way to try to get more answers. They're going to a tree to which we've been told is of great power, and we're seeking out what sounds like a witch or possibly more than one witch. Do I know? I can't remember if that was in the one I just watched, or if we knew that before.
They learned there was more than one from the
okay.
Tyrannosaur. So
belay that. I don't know that.
Some timey-wimey stuff going on here.
There is a witch, and they're going to get more information. But I believe the next sacrifice is in the next few weeks, and so and it is unclear who that will be. There is not an obvious choice, and it's going to be someone innocent. And I know Wahl will not stand for that. None of us really will, but Wahl especially will risk his life at any cost, and I know he is dear to the Queen.
She says you mentioned that they're seeking some kind of powerful tree. What? That seems like a tangent. Why are you going after a powerful tree?
I don't remember. Can you remind me why we're going after the tree?
So basically this came from Logan, and Larissa told you that he told her, it's like telephone, that back when they were making this deal with the witch, he had heard from travelers in, like, even before the breaking happened, he'd heard about this magical tree to the east that people claimed had this kind of magical protection around it. And some of the refugees that came into the village during the breaking were saying that they camped under this tree, and none of the rifts opened near the tree, and the things that came out of the rifts wouldn't come near to the tree. So he thought that maybe if they could have a similar tree in the village, that it might protect the village and they wouldn't need the witch.
Okay. So the tree is replacement protection, potentially. They're trying to find their own replacement source of protection.
Yeah. And I think what you guys were thinking was, oh, hey, if this works out, then we can kill this witch or get them out of the deal with her and it won't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'll convey all of that.
and you also had you also had another lead from Wahl. And I think he heard this from one of the guards. He had heard about a mountain even farther to the east in the mountain range that was said to have an avatar living on top of it. And that was another idea that was put forth back then, was like, well, maybe this avatar could protect us. But because it was so far away, they never sent anyone to look into that. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing you could explore. And I think it's on the table. You guys have talked about it, but I think you guys decided to do the tree first because it was closer.
Did we talk to the villagers at all about moving to Elandria?
No, I don't think so.
Because that to me is the obvious backup plan. Like, we know these people exist. We're trying 3 different mechanisms to get them to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And if none of those work, to me, the backup plan is to help them become refugees in Elandria.
Yeah. The only problem with that is that's basically a failure from the perspective of Elandria, because they're wanting to find a way that they can establish colonies, basically.
Yeah.
So you tell her about that, and she's like, okay. She's like, we'll definitely investigate those, because if we can find some way to make this village self-sufficient without being in bed with some kind of evil witch, that's something hopefully we could use elsewhere as well.
But other than this tree, which we will know more about shortly, I'm not aware of anything that will help Elandria from this situation. But I would say that our group is committed to helping this village. We are not going to be satisfied to be pulled away because there's nothing for Elandria here. We are all committed to helping them. We care about those people.
She says the avatar of Elandria could be helpful as well, because the magic that protects the city is said to have been created by Elandria. So perhaps the avatar might know how this was done. Maybe it's something we could do ourselves. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We have had wizards study the Hand of Elandria, and they've not been able to figure out how it works or how they could do something like that themselves.
Yes, I've read much of the scholarly work on it and understand there's not much there.
Yeah, and you, as a lore master wizard, you probably know that the portals that the city has that leads to the other cities, those are also made from this like old magic that no one really understands anymore. But in that situation, the guild was able to kind of reverse engineer them enough to create limited portals. The one that they found, and actually not many people know about this, but you were probably pretty buddy with like the librarians, so you got access to books that a lot of people don't, unless they're much higher rank than what you are, and so you know that they found this ancient portal from like thousands of years ago, and that thing, it was basically like a Stargate. It could take you anywhere, and they weren't able to do that, but they were able to make these portals that can go from one spot to another. And so, you know, they've had a little luck with trying to figure out how this old magic works, but these force fields protecting the cities have so far been like completely beyond what they can understand. And the wizards feel like there's like a key part of the puzzle to how this magic works that they don't have. And that's a lot of the research, is trying to figure out what this missing piece is, because they feel like if they could figure out this one thing, they could do a lot of things that they can't do now, but there's something missing.
And is the Avatar of Elandria the best chance to uncover that information that we're aware of at the moment?
Might be. I mean, she is the goddess of knowledge, so it seems.
Yes, like, I would be very eager to speak with her.
Yeah, it'd either be her or is it Morgana? It's the goddess of magic. Would probably be the best bets as far as which of the gods would know how this stuff works.
So I would say we have a short-term problem that we're working to solve, which is the protection of this village. In the long-term, end goal is protection of Elandria. So I would say we will be in the process of resolving our short-term problem in the next few weeks. And then we can look into venturing to Elandria, the mountain where she's Avatar, to gather more information.
Sounds good. She says if the village can be secured, there's been discussion of establishing a teleportation circle there that would make trade very easy.
Excellent. I definitely don't think they have the magic chutzpah to accomplish that. So you'll definitely need to send someone there to help that. There's not a strong wizard there that I've been made aware of. I don't think they're hiding one. I really don't. I think they're just a small village farming and, getting by.
We would probably, even if they had someone, we'd probably send one of our own people anyway.
Yeah.
The location of the circle near this city is a very closely guarded secret.
Wahl has given me a letter from him to try to get me passage to speak with someone who could procure a criminal for us to provide a sacrifice. Is there anything else you can do to help make that even easier, perhaps?
She says, yes, I believe I can. The queen owes me a couple favors. I can speak with her about it.
And I don't know or maybe I do. I don't know. Danielle doesn't know. I don't know the frequency of the sacrifice. What is that? Do we know?
Yeah, you guys know it's twice a year, so every 6 months, basically.
So this will allegedly placate the witch for half of a year, which I hope is the only time we'll need to do it. But we should tee up the possibility that it will need to occur again if we can't find a means of protection longer term.
Okay. All right. So she says, well, since you are undertaking these long journeys, there are a couple tools I would like to give you to help you. I didn't think this would be necessary when I sent you out before, but if you're going to be traveling the wilds, venturing into the fairy forest, it sounds like, and maybe even beyond, I think it will be very useful to you. And she proceeds to take you into another room that you like this room right away because it's like floor to ceiling books on all the walls. And you know that Druinda is herself a wizard, and this seems to be, you know, her private collection. And on a kind of a book stand in the middle of the room is a pretty impressive looking tome that you realize with a glance is her spell book. And she shows you some pages and provides you with the materials that you need, and she's basically giving you a couple spells to copy.
Sweet.
And these are actually two of the spells in the player's guide that I knew spells, and they have to do with rifts, so that if you encounter a rift, you can deal with it. One of them is Detect Rift, which is a first level spell, and that lets you basically sense if a rift's nearby and find it, and also kind of figure out things about it, like where does it go to, how long is it going to be here, stuff like that. So that is something you can just copy in your book, and she gives you the materials to do so. The other spell, she actually gives you a scroll of this one because it is a third level spell, which you can't currently cast.
Right.
And this one's called Destabilize Rift. And this will, unfortunately, it won't completely seal a rift because that's a level of magic that you probably won't be able to access for a while.
Yeah.
But it will greatly speed up the process. And so she tells you, she says, I'm pretty sure that this is a little bit beyond you right now. So I'll give you this scroll, and when you understand it, then you can copy it in your book. And she gives you the stuff you'll need to do that as well.
Okay.
And she also gives you a forked adamantine rod, which is the material component you need to cast that spell. And it's worth 100 gold if you ever need to know that.
I hope I don't. Jeez. Does it get consumed by the spell?
No,
or?
No, you can use it over and over.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I don't think I'll be selling that. Most of the things get really desperate.
So yeah, you can. So basically, she gave you 150 gold pieces worth of the inks and stuff that you need to copy a spell into your spell book. So it's enough to do a third level spell.
Okay, perfect.
And you have the scroll, and then it's going to take you a couple hours to copy the first level spell. So she says, while you're doing that, she's going to go seek an audience with the queen and find out what she can do as far as getting you a criminal.
All right. So let me look at my character sheet here. It's Arcana.
Yeah.
And I have to beat a 10. Do I have advantage, or was that too OP? We had talked about having advantage because lore master, but it's not in the actual character sheet at all. And I have +8 Arcana. I'm okay with not having advantage, but there is a risk of it not succeeding. Whereas with advantage, that risk is very low.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that you always have advantage, but in this case you will, because she can actually kind of help you.
Yeah, I can ask her if I'm caught up on something.
Yeah, because she can kind of explain it to you.
All right, 24.
Nice. All right,
I know Kung Fu.
And I did do an update to the player's guide today. I just
saw that.
Made a few additions to the spells since we're actually going to have them now.
I haven't looked at that particular spell since I first read the guide, but I'll take a look at it again.
Yeah. So basically, the way the rifts work, there are stable rifts, which are just open forever until they're magically closed. And then there's unstable rifts, which will be open for either minutes or hours or days or weeks or months, and then close on their own. So the destabilize, if it's, actually, I should read it and make sure I'm telling you the right thing.
So like if it's a stable rift, I can make it so that it will close eventually on its own rather than never.
That's how it works. Oh, I don't have the new one on this computer. That's all right. I didn't change that. And then if it's unstable, it moves it one step. So if it's a matter of hours, it becomes minutes. If it's an hour or a matter of days, it becomes hours. And you can actually use it more than once. you can just only use it once per day on one rift. So you could, like, if you wanted to camp out there, you could close the rift eventually.
Come back the next day. Yeah, I just keep.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it's stable, it becomes unstable. And yeah, I'm actually working out a system where there's like different classes, like a class 1 rift, a class 2 rift, and that will tell you like how long it will stay open. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you can use this. And then there's a 5th level version that will just close the thing like right now. But
we're not even close.
Yeah, it'll be a while before you can cast that.
It's going to be a little bit.
So yeah, so you have the scroll, so you could, in a pinch, you could cast it from that possibly, but then you.
But better to know a spell forever than to cast it one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never know if there's an open rift bringing tons of demons, then it might be worthwhile. Yeah. So I'm going to hang out until Druinda gets back, but my plan after I hear back from Druinda would be to go see about Larissa's fancies.
Okay. So we'll say a couple hours later, about the time you finish copying that spell, you actually get a messenger, page boy or whatever, runs in and tells you she's going to be a couple more hours. They're actually going to fetch someone.
I'm just imagining like an animal shelter kind of. This one.
Yeah. Maybe this guy's in the stockade or something, and they're going to go get him. So yeah, you have a little time before she gets back to do some errands.
Trying to think. I grew up in the city, so I probably do know. Even though I don't use the kind of things Larissa's looking for, I probably know where to acquire them. And being an alchemist, I certainly know how to find things like balms. And she wanted some lip balms and stuff. So let me go look at the list of things. Actually, I wrote it down because I can't be trusted to remember.
Well, we can also just say you got whatever he asked for.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't know if you wanted to role play that or whatever. I'm fine just acquiring the things.
I don't like role playing all the shopping unless
all the
it's
merchants.
Important.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Unless you really want to.
Okay. I have to. I change. So just for the home audience here, she gave me 6 gems valued at 100 gold a piece. So we're spending like crazy. Yeah. She wanted lip balms, skin balms, because she doesn't want to get caught with dry skin. She ran out of her eyeshadow. She needs a rain blocker. And a couple of new outfits, specifically Safari Chic or Jungle Madness, and hiking boots and a hat.
Awesome.
So I acquire all of those things.
I have to say I'm really proud of myself that I think we made it 7 sessions or maybe 8 before I asked Larissa what she was wearing. So
good job. Yeah, I liked the description of her fancy cloak.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Actually, he volunteered that information like when you guys were buying clothes. That's right.
Yep.
I thought that was funny because I listened to an actual play where they got in this big debate about asking the female player what her character was wearing. Was the God's Fall. I don't know if you watch that one. But.
No, I don't. But I mean, I feel like it's intrinsic to the character of Larissa that she would want you to know. I don't care what I'm wearing as a female character, but
and it was this character as well because she was a noble going to a ball. So
no, that's relevant. That's definitely relevant.
Yeah, it was totally relevant.
Let me look at my spell list and see if I have anything that will help me hold a captive, because that may be worth looking into as well, to see if I can find a scroll. I have nothing. So I'm going to go talk to my professor at the wizard school and see if he can help me learn something to hold a prisoner.
Well, you are right here with Druinda's spell book. could just
would
flip through that.
I don't think I could avoid the temptation, but I wouldn't have time to copy it. That's the thing. And I certainly wouldn't rip out a page from a wizard spellbook. Like, that is not my
Well, I was thinking you could see if she'd have something that would serve, and then when she gets back,
ask her.
Say, hey, can I copy this
one
too?
We'll do a little... just a thumb through. Also, like, I would not be able to avoid that temptation to just know.
She's probably got a pretty good index, like spells for this, spells for that. Yep. I think, hold person is second level. You can do second level spells, right?
I can.
So that would probably work in a pinch. He is a person, barely. Technically, he's a person. Wizards can cast that, right? I'm sure they can cast everything.
I mean, and I've got ropes and stuff, so I'm definitely going to take the manual approach. But I need something at my disposal in case shit gets bad. Yeah.
So she'd definitely have hold person.
Okay.
Can you think of anything that would be better or something else you'd like? Oh, sleep. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get greedy on spells. I just want to be utility. So I can give up a different spell if that's better.
No, that's all right.
I'm happy to do that.
I mean, that's kind of a wizard's thing, is they have lots of spells. Mm-hmm. So, she'll let you copy those two spells.
Okay.
And she'll even provide the stuff, so you don't have to go buy a bunch of stuff to do it.
Thanks, Druinda. You're the best. I'm so glad I came back. You could be fighting some horrible monster right now. Ugh.
So sleep and hold person. Those will probably do pretty well.
That'll probably prevent me from getting murdered immediately.
Oh, and I found a good name for this guy in Xanathar's Guide.
La la.
I love. This is the first time I've actually used their name thing, and I love that they have not only like elf names, dwarf names, but they have human names by region. Yeah, like Polynesian. So I'm looking in Spanish because Elandria kind of has a Spanish kind of flair to it, I think. Mm-hmm. They don't have last names though. Oh well. Oh, I know a good last name. This is from a show I watched. It's pretty famous, so you'll probably know what it is. So she comes back, and she actually has a couple of the Queen's Guard with her, and they have this guy kind of in between them. He's in manacles, and he looks like the dude the picture that we showed. But for the audience, he's kind of a fairly tall, kind of scrawny looking guy, kind of dark, curly hair. Pretty pale, which actually is kind of unusual in Elandria. A lot of the people that are native from here are fairly dark complected, but I don't know. There's so many different people in the city, especially these days. But he's pretty pale, and even though he's in manacles and he's got these two guards either side of him, he seems very arrogant. And he's got his head very high. Almost like he's a noble, but you don't think he's actually a noble. He's really dirty. He smells kind of like pee, and you figure he probably was in the stockade.
Yeah.
He's very grimy. And his name is Miguel Escobar.
He's been running cocaine?
No. His first name wasn't Miguel, was it? I don't want to use his total name. Okay. Good. So his crimes were murdering many of the people living in the caverns under the city that are basically homeless people that are refugees from all over the region that live in the caverns under the city where they grow crops. And this guy was just killing them because he figured they wouldn't be missed. And he's basically a serial killer. They don't have the term for it here. But
he's like killing for sport, not for
he was getting his rocks off by killing people in very gruesome, creative ways. And they had quite the manhunt for him, and they finally found him. And he is scheduled to be executed, but he's been in the stockade for quite a while, giving the citizens a chance to, hurl refuse at him and whatnot. So Druinda says he's more than worthy for whatever this witch does to him, assuming it's something bad.
I'm sure it will be bad.
So she tells you, I mean, he doesn't look like much to look at. Like, I don't know kind of what Fear's build is, but unless Fear is a very slight woman, she probably, is not too concerned about him like physically overpowering her. If she's
like 5'7". She's muscular. She's she's part Genasi. So.
Yeah.
Or she is Genasi.
So yeah, I don't think she'd be too intimidated by him as far as his like physical stature or anything. But one of the guards warns you that he is very dangerous and you should not let him out of his manacles or let him have any kind of weapon or anything like that.
Yes, that thought did not cross my mind.
and the other guard says, yeah, he's really dangerous to unarmed and helpless people. Doesn't do so well against someone able to defend themselves, though. And you can tell the guards hate this guy.
that's exactly the kind of person we're looking for. He will fit the bill nicely. I hope he doesn't know what he's in for. But it will be horrible.
Miguel looks at you at that, and you're pretty sure he has no clue what he's in for.
And I intentionally flare my eyes to be slightly intimidating, which is not my normal thing, but...
All right. See. Oh my God, I'm gonna have some fun with this guy. This is gonna be fun.
Yep.
So yeah, he's given into your possession. You're given a key for the manacles, but again, the guard's caution you not to let him out. And the second guard says basically that he's sentenced to die, and don't feel like you need to take terribly good care of him. They don't really care what happens to him as long as he gets what he deserves.
Okay. Do you have any documentation to this effect? I would hate to have him try to smooth talk his way out of recriminations.
Yeah, the first guard gives you a piece of paper that basically lists his crimes and his sentence. And
okay. Perfect. Yeah, I don't want to be a patsy for some sort of government assassination.
Yeah. it even has a little bit on the bottom that you can see was added later, saying that he is remanded. Is that the word? Into your possession or into your custody. Mm-hmm. And it has the Queen's seal on it, so it's all official.
Legit. All right. Yeah. Okay. Do you need to take a nap before we get sent back to my friends, or what?
Are you asking Druinda?
Yes.
She says, "No, I'm ready. I'm ready when you are. If you've done everything you need to do."
Oh, I do need to ask if I can copy sleep and hold person from you.
Yes.
Oh, we already did that. You said that. Yep. She gave me the materials and everything. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, do you want to
see where my friends are?
So I guess you take the time to do that before you go, and then and that'll work out well. That way you get back about the time that they're making camp, and then they can tell you about their run-in with the Tyrannosaur named Petunia.
The cutest Tyrannosaurus of all time.
Yeah, and that reminds me, I need to tell everybody tomorrow. But I thought about it, especially like editing the video and kind of hearing the whole session again. And I wasn't sure at the time if Phoebe had done enough to kind of deal with that, because this thing was kind of terrorizing through the woods near town, and people were worried. But the way she kind of charmed it and sent it north and said, it's dangerous here, you don't want to be here. And
she was placated by her god with the goats, and that was lovely.
So
I think she did okay.
Yeah, I think that problem has been solved. So,
but we'll still be on the lookout. You can't just trust any T-Rex that comes along.
But yeah, I'll have to hand out some more XP for that, because I didn't do that. Because I was like, well, it might come back, but then I was like, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Especially since Dayanara kind of stepped in
and fed it goats.
Yeah.
Goats are its favorite. Who knew?
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, I am looking very forward to playing. There wasn't a game last Tuesday, right? So it's just
right. Yeah, you just missed the one.
So I just missed one.
The one session. Yeah.
So I should level up after the next one, assuming there's some experience to be had.
Yeah, actually, I think I looked at your XP. I think 1,000 will get you there, right? Because I think
I don't know. I didn't look.
I think I'm going to give you 1,000 XP for this. So
okay.
So you can be leveled up for tomorrow.
Woohoo! Fireball!
Yeah. and also I also wanted to do that because you are getting 3rd level spells, and that way you can be in the city if you need something for your 3rd level spells that you pick, or like a component or something.
Yeah, and I could even spend some time at my professors learning those spells to make it more RP-ish. Like, hey, I think I need to solve this problem and this problem, and being in the field. Yeah, I'm going to geek out on that a little bit while I'm here, and then I'll.
Oh, so I guess you could learn that spell then. While you're
Which
here.
spell?
The destabilize rift spell.
Yeah, because I will ding, so I can try to learn it. And I'll learn it in the presence of Druinda if she'll allow me.
Yeah. So cool. This actually works out really well. I wrote this down before I decided to do that. So actually, yeah, you do that. You copy it from and she gives you a scroll for the 5th level one then.
Okay, cool.
So you have a scroll.
And what's the 5th level one called?
I think it's just Seal Rift.
Okay.
Really creative names. Yeah, Seal Rift. So she gives you that, and she gives you the materials that you need to scribe that into your spell book.
Okay.
Which is like, what would it be? Like, wow, that's pretty expensive, isn't it? Like 2,500 gold or something.
I mean, I'm a scholar. I'm not going to use it for anything else.
Well, I mean, she gives you the actual inks and stuff. It's not.
Yeah.
So
I sincerely hope that I have not gotten so far in my scholarly ways that I can scribe this spell before I see you again. But if I can't see you again before I do, then I appreciate this very much. Thank you. This is a very kind gift.
Yeah. So she gives you the scroll, the supplies to scribe it, and she gives you an axis shard, which is a chunk of what looks like crystal. It's probably about, I don't know if you can see, like that long, and it's, oh man, I actually have some of these somewhere, but it's like I think they call it like double terminated, where it comes to a point on each end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at first glance, it looks like some kind of black crystal, but when you like hold it up to the light, you see that it's actually a really, really dark purple, like a really dark amethyst.
You would say it's a dark crystal then?
Yeah, I guess you could. It's actually called an axis shard, is what she tells you it is.
And is the middle of the shard in the middle, or like the part where the points bisect? Is it in the middle, or is it towards like one end? So it's like shorter on one end and longer on the other. I'm just trying to visualize it. Is it like that, or is it like that?
It looks kind of like say like the Washington Monument if it had a point on the bottom and the top.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's kind of roughly shaped. Like it looks like it was like knocked off of a bigger object. Like it's a shard of something bigger.
And the points look like they've been refined by human hands, or they broke off naturally.
Yeah, it looks like it broke off, and then people shaped the 2 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of half natural and half shaped, and it is it does have a magical energy to it. Like you can tell when you touch it that it has.
Did you want to tell me what it does?
It's a component for the seal spell.
Okay, so I'm going to away from. I'm not even going to be in the same room as the criminal when I do this, but I'm going to place the shard, the materials if they'll fit, and the key to the manacles in that box that I got that holds the tubes. That's like got a hidden compartment. I'm going to try to put the back, all of those things in the back of that so that they're hidden.
Cool.
Completely.
And you probably well, I tell you what, make a Arcana roll.
Alrighty. 18.
Oh yeah. So you actually at least have a theory what this thing might be. You've heard of something called, some people call it the world axis, some people call it the world axle. But it's this mythic, magical object or building or mountain. You're not sure exactly what it, like nobody's really sure what it is, but it's said to be literally the center of the world and the source of all magic and all this stuff. So
it's very special.
Yeah, it seems like at least whoever named this thing thinks it's actually a piece of that, which to your knowledge, no like living person has ever seen this thing. It's like way back in myth kind of thing. Like nobody even knows if it really exists.
I feel very good about hiding it.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's what it really is, you figure this thing probably could be used for all kinds of magical purposes.
Yeah, I don't want to risk breaking mine by experimenting, but I'm going to be seeking out knowledge for sure.
Yeah,
cool.
Awesome.
All right,
that's cool because I actually wanted. I was planning to give that to you anyway, but I just didn't want to get too far ahead of the game. But since you have third level spells now, that makes sense.
Okay, so I'll post my leveled up character sheet probably tomorrow, but either tonight or tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, because this was quite a bit more involved than Brett's vignette. But these are something I hope to do, like, you know, just whenever we can, whenever people have something.
No, I think it's really cool when there's a story reason to do these, but it's hard to artificially manufacture a reason to just have a chit chat with an NPC or something, except Larissa and Logan. But
yeah, I was just talking to Mandy on the messenger today about that. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with that.
He's so much fun. I can't wait to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Cool. So
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, Danielle.